Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another edition of the Wildcat Den. You'll be dealing with me and Zach tonight. Brent, unfortunately, he could not make it. And start off with, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Open Bay Enterprises. They do house seats, driveways, ditches, retaining walls, grade work, road work, land clearing, developments, carports, gravel, tree stump, field dirt, stream crossings, heavy equipment, Southwest Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, and Eastern Tennessee. Give them a call. I'll get their thing going on the bottom down here in a little bit. And
Doing good, buddy. Anxious to get back out and talk some Kentucky. How are you?
I'm doing good. We'll get into it a little later, but I guess we found us a defensive coordinator. And I haven't been able to keep up with basketball. I'm not too deep into that yet this year. So how's the Wildcats doing?
We won Tuesday night. I'll say that much. Last Friday against Gonzaga was a totally different story. I just think I'm not understanding the whole what's going on with this team. I just at a loss for words. Really, the offense is not there. The chemistry's not there. The defense sure ain't there. And we just got bullied that entire game. There was no fight.
Didn't we have a start? I don't even remember who we played last, but I know we won pretty good. But didn't we start off a little rough?
We're coming out of the gate swinging is really hurting us because there's no rhythm. I think the Gonzaga game last Friday, I don't know. I want to say the 10, 11 minute mark, we might have had 9 points.
That is the one where the booze was coming out, the Boo Birds.
Yeah, they were hounding everybody. Like when we come off the court at halftime, they probably wasn't one Kentucky fan clapping. Honestly, it was that bad.
I seen like some clips of that and stuff, and I just can't believe no one's giving Pope. I mean, it's his second year. They're struggling, but I guess that everybody talked about how much money they'd spent on that team. I guess the expectations, the bar was set. Everybody thought we was just going to probably go undefeated, win a national championship, and this is why we play the games.
I tell you what, there was a lot of talk out there that, people's just playing for the money, not for the front of the jersey, not for the name of the brand or anything. And I think it showed a lot. Like there's no chemistry, in my opinion. I mean, it just boils down to everybody's selfish at one point, and just nobody clicks together on this roster. And it shows, obviously.
I brought Kentucky up to some guy at work, and he said, "Y'all, you know what y'all's problem is? You don't have Cal." I said, I don't want to hear that. But
hey, I tell you what, I was looking at a thing the other day, and it showed a comparison between John Calipari and Mark Pope in their first 45 games. Calipari at Arkansas, and Pope at Kentucky. Both of them was 29 and 16, identical records.
Well, I mean, like I'm not ready to go back to Cal or nothing. I
Oh,
mean, I do think he'll wind up with some big banner or some big honors. He'll retire as a Wildcat probably. I mean, we gotta give Pope a little more chance than this, but I'd say whoever those boosters was that come up off that money though is gonna be wondering what happened. I mean, there's gonna be probably some serious talks about that.
I tell you what, I don't think he's going to get run out of town like Billy G or for sale signs put in his yard like they done Tubby Smith. I don't think it's going to end that way. But I'd say if we have a terrible letdown year, and I'll tell you what, it's the schedule's not getting any easier. You're getting ready to get the SEC play, and I'm telling you, there are some good teams this year in the conference. But I just don't think it'll be one of them. I'm gonna fire him at the end of the year kind of ordeals.
No, not. I don't see that this year. I mean, he's got to have 2 or 3 in a row like that, and who knows, he might turn it around. But what little bit I have saw, like you said, I see no chemistry, and $22 million. Somebody was telling me we only got one true point guard.
I don't even know if we got that. To be honest with you,
right
now
we should.
Right now, the only one that I see that can actually run the point is it's between Aberdeen and Lowe, and Lowe's playing pretty hurt with that right shoulder. And the only thing that's helping him out is he's a lefty. And then you got Aberdeen. I mean, he's good in open court, but when he starts getting a little pressure, he can't control it neither. So we are lacking really big on point guard play right now.
Well, I think, like I said last week, last year's team, we just didn't have the depth. We had a couple point guards, but they was hurt.
Yeah.
But we built that team like the new college championship basketball teams are. You go out and you get your juniors and your seniors, bigger bodied guys and I don't know. It just seems like this team's just like kind of sprinkled together. I mean, I'm not saying they're not good players, but they just don't seem to. We don't got nobody that's really going to bully anybody. I don't see.
And think what you just said, about getting the juniors and seniors and stuff. College basketball's changed, and we've talked about it before. I understand you got 5-star players coming in, but a lot of teams are, they're kind of slacking on their recruiting style now, and they're hitting that portal. And that's one of the things that worries me about Pope is, I get he got Marino and I get he got Johnson, but carrying on the tradition of Kentucky, he's going to have to get a big name recruit. Like right now, the number one recruit still Tyron Stokes, and it was basically a 2-horse race between Kentucky and Kansas, and now you got Oregon coming into the mix, and now Vanderbilt's into the mix. So I mean, is this going to be another swing and miss for Pope?
What's Vanderbilt doing? Basketball too now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I say, I like them older teams, but I like to have a good younger player or two with them. But with the one and dones, I mean, I guess I really don't care. I just want whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I backed that one and done for years with Calipari, and towards the end, you seen it wasn't working. So,
what do you got on this preview? Kentucky and Indiana. I can't. Indiana played somebody decent the other night, but I don't even remember who it was or if they won or lost.
Whoever they played the other night, I think they beat them. It was like 118-75.
Oh my Lord!
And I think
that many points.
Yeah, and I think that Lamar Wilkerson, we really pushed hard for him. I think he was from, I want to say Sam Houston State, big name scorer, 25, 26 a game. He went for 40. He was either 44 or 48 the other night on that team.
Oh my goodness.
So,
well, I don't know. We just have to wait and see. We haven't hit conference play yet. We ain't missed the tournament or anything. I mean, we just got to get in. If we make it past first couple rounds, be better than what Cal was doing. So
I'd say
And-
this one right here, this one's going to end up probably, I want to say mid 70s, low 80s for both teams. And buddy, last time I said this exactly, I picked Kentucky over Carolina, and it backfired on me. So I mean, this one could go either way. I don't know who's favored in this one, but I think the score spread was less than 5. So
it's a toss up.
yeah, I mean, it could go either way. But I used to use that. Oh well, we're playing at home. I'll take it. I don't know about that anymore. So
Not after hearing them boos. They might
No.
be some fans if it don't start off good. Now, if we get in there and get to playing now, always just he's still scoring a little bit of points, but I just feel like he's got a lot more in him than what he's giving us.
I do too. And you could see the defeat in him when we played Gonzaga last Friday. I mean, like nothing went right from the tip off to the end of the game for us. I mean, and like there was no consistency, no fight whatsoever, and you could tell he was just like beating a dead horse is what he looked like.
I heard Garrison got benched.
Hey, yeah, he got trapped, and then instead of trying to pass it out, he tried to dribble, or instead of trying to dribble it out, he tried to pass it. The ball got tipped and led to a 2-on-none break, and he just jogged. And son, I reckon, according to everything I seen, Hope broke a clipboard and told him to sit on the bench. He never put him back in.
Garrison's got now he's a guy now that's got a little bit of size. He should be in there pushing people around, but he's too timid.
Yeah,
And he don't. I see a lot of plays. If he would be jumping, he'd be getting a rebound, but he don't like put forth the effort. It doesn't look to me like. Maybe if they could get him to doing that, I think he'd be good. But I think he just took that money and he's just in there riding it out.
That's what me and you and Brent was talking about the other night. There's no hustle in him. There has to be a dog in a fight. He just ain't found that dog yet.
Yeah. Well, here's Miss Callaway. How you doing, Miss Callaway?
Hey, Gail.
We're doing good. We're in here talking sports. Well, let's go. Let's see here. Our defensive coordinator. Let's go ahead and get this out. The offensive coordinator got a little bit confusing because first we thought they got the guy from was it? University of San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, Justin Burke.
And I was kind of excited about that. And then we got the Sloan from LSU. And I don't think that's a bad hire. I mean,
honestly, I would have been happy either way.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a young and upcoming offensive coordinator, but Sloan, you look at his numbers and stuff, what he done with Jaden Daniels at LSU. I don't think it's a bad hire whatsoever.
Well, I mean, like I said before, Brian Kelly, they used to say up here like he didn't really have the coaching ability of a Nick Saban, but he could build a team around him that could get it done. So if Brian Kelly hired him, he must have something.
Yeah.
So our defensive coordinator, I've been interested to hear about that. And when did it come out they hired him, today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
I don't know too much about him. I know he's Texas A&M's defensive coordinator and linebackers coach now, but I'll just give a quick rundown of where he coached. I ain't going to say too much what he did. 95 to 97. I don't even know. It's a high school. 97, 98, Hampton, Sydney, grad, I don't know. 99, Siena, 2003, Siena, 2004, Richmond, 2005, Lehigh, 2006 through 2010, Elon, 14 through 18, Army, 19 and 21, North Carolina. He was a co-defensive coordinator, safeties coach. 22, 23, he was the Florida's inside linebackers coach. And 24, he was Texas A&M's defensive coordinator.
He was He was part of that. What's his Mac Brown? He was part of that staff, and when they fired Brown, he was one of them that was let go too. That's why he ended up at Florida. Then Elko, when Elko was hired, he pulled him away.
So, I mean, I don't know what to think of this guy. We're just going to have to wait and see. I was expecting a bigger name. I mean, well, I don't know. I was going to say I thought Texas A&M's defense is pretty good this year, but I don't know. Well, they let Notre Dame score about 40-something points on.
Yeah.
People scoring.
I'm like you. I honestly, I looked up what you looked up, and that's the only thing I know about him. I just know that he's been in the SEC, and I just know he's coming from A&M. Hey, did you also see that Mississippi State hired Bush Handom to be their co-associate head coach of offense?
No, I mean, Mississippi State, that still might be enough. I don't know. I don't think I'd have hired him to be that.
He's the assistant or the associate head coach and the co-offense coordinator somewhere in that ballpark. But yeah, they said Kentucky would not renew his contract. I mean, I think all of us as fans, we know why. But
yeah, A&M had a lot of points scored on them this year. Auburn had 16 and Texas had 17. That was their best two games. They scored over 30 points on them. So this guy's kind of got me a little bit – I'm not too excited about him.
yeah, it don't sound too good now.
No. Well,
Sounded
you
good
wanna
before we
move-
look at the stats a little deeper. I said it sounded good before we look at the stats a little deeper.
I mean, that was just a real quick overlook, but that was it.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, if anybody wants to send us a message, this is kind of like our mailbag email. I'll leave it up there. Anybody's got any questions, they want, suggestions for us, they just want to talk trash to us, if they don't want to, talk in the comments, or they got a subject they'd like for us to talk about, just email us. Zach, you want to talk about some of these Heisman candidates, or you want to talk about the committee?
Hey, whichever one's fine with me. We can run through the Heismans if you want to.
Let's talk about the Heismans. I got a little bit on them here. Our four finalists: Jeremiah Love, Julian Sayin, Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza, and just on the outside was a linebacker from Texas Tech, Jacob Rodriguez. So I didn't know they even had anybody close to that, but that'd be somebody to watch in that playoff game when they play.
I only know three of them out of the four finalists. I don't know that first one you mentioned. I know the three quarterbacks.
You don't know Jeremiah Love?
Mm-mm.
He's a big Notre Dame running back. LSU, I heard Lane Kiffin offered him $3 million and come there instead of going pro or come back to Notre Dame. But now he's saying he's got unfinished business at Notre Dame. He's going to come back.
My bad. I have heard of him. I think
he's one that tries to hurdle everybody.
Yeah, got about
He's
18
bad.
touchdowns on the ground. Yeah.
He put on some weight because I remember his freshman, either his freshman or his redshirt freshman year, he used to return a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
And that's when they had Estime. And then when he left, he knew he was going to be the lead role. And he put on about 20 or 30 pounds, and it's solid muscle. He's good. This year he worked on his spin move. Last year he was a hurdler. But I mean, he's fast. If he gets in the open field, he's gone. But now let me. We'll start with Julian Sayin, redshirt freshman, Ohio State, 6'1", 208. Didn't he transfer there from like Ole Miss or something?
I ain't for sure.
Or maybe he's flipped. He was going to go to Ole Miss. I don't know. He's 78.4 completion rate, 3,329 yards passing, 31 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 279 out of 356 passes. Against Texas, he went 13 for 20, 126 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Michigan, 19 of 26, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Against Indiana, 21 of 29, 258 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. That's not too bad. I mean, redshirt freshman, but there's a couple other players on that team I think's even better than him. And now, before I move on, do you see the Heisman as the team couldn't have made it where they did if it wasn't for that one player carrying them? Or do you see it as the best player in college football? Because I used to think it was this team did really good because this one player put them on their back and carried them.
I ain't really seen one man be able to just do it all, you know. So
yeah,
I mean, either way, but
yeah, I guess either way.
Yeah.
But right now, if your team's not in the playoffs or about to make the playoffs, you probably ain't going to be on this list.
Yeah.
My next player on the list, Diego Pavia, 6 foot, 207 pounds. We know he's a super duper senior. 3,192 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 71.2 completion rate. 242 of 340 passes he completed. And his loss to Alabama, he was 21 of 35, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 12 rushing yards. His loss to Texas is only a 3-point loss. He's 27 of 38. Now, you can't blame this loss on him. He had 365 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 43 rushing yards. Now, against Brent would like this one. Tennessee. He was 18 of 28, 268 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, but he rushed for 165 yards. Speaking of Tennessee, did you see they got Jim Knowles?
Yeah.
That could be lethal, Josh Heupel.
Hey, that's he's top of the line defense coordinator.
Yeah.
Top of the line.
He's the one got Ohio State's defense where it's at.
Yep.
Now we're going to Fernando Mendoza, Indiana. 6'5", 225. That's my top quarterback right there. Tall, at least around 220. He's a junior. 2,980 yards, 33 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 226 of 316 passes, 71.5 completion rate. Against Iowa, he's 13 of 23, 223 yards, passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Oregon, 20 of 31, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ohio State, 15 of 23, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Man, I picked half his games was in. He only had 6 the whole year. I picked 3 of them. Next, we're going to Jeremiah Love, 6 foot, 214 pounds. I'd say that's soaking wet.
Yeah.
He's a junior. Now here's he's got 18 touchdowns, but here's what's really good about him: 0 fumbles.
Oh wow.
0 fumbles. 199 carries, 1,372 yards, 18 touchdowns, average 6.9 yards per carry. Against Miami, 10 carries, 33 yards, and 0 touchdowns. That was their first game, in my opinion. they was going to start the season. They wanted to get him more in the passing game, and they was trying a lot of little short passes to him to get Carr a little more comfortable, I think. And I think that's why it was so low. But against Texas A&M, 23 carries, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. Well, we can look on our defensive coordinator, might stop the run, huh? USC, 24 carries, 228 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's fast. I'm telling you. He gets in the open field, he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know who you picking now at bunch. I mean, they're all quarterbacks. Quarterbacks usually win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, Love's 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, no fumbles. But I think anymore, when it comes down to the Heisman, it's a quarterback's spot. I mean, but it'd be hard to go away from Mendoza at Indiana. I mean, he's got the third highest of the three, but he's got the most touchdown passes out of the three. 33 compared to 27, and I can't remember how many Pavia had. But Sayan had 27, I think.
Sayan had 31.
31.
Pavia had 27.
Okay, Pavia had 27. I mean, but Pavia out of them three is the better runner of them, so you got to put that in the mix. But, I mean, honestly, it could go all four of them could. One of them could win it, but I'm telling you, I think it's a quarterback's to lose.
I'm kind of leaning toward, I guess I'll put them in the order. I'm going to say Mendoza, Pavia, Love, then Sayan. That's kind of the order I put them in.
I think I'd go Mendoza, Sayan, Pavia, and then Love.
Oh, man, you ain't giving Pavia much love, are you? I'd say I was talking trash about him at the beginning of the season last year, but I watched a few of their games toward the end of the season. I liked what I saw. I mean,
I think when he actually had his first really good game last season was against us, and we was favored by 7-8 points, and they come out and their defense shut us down. He just ran wild on us that night, and I ain't forgave him for that yet. And then he just absolutely destroyed us this year. He had 400 yards offense just by himself. So.
Oh, you can't give it up.
No. Can't. I'm just glad he's for the better team in the state of Tennessee. So
next year, though, that Tennessee could be. They're going to have to find them a quarterback.
What do you think about this 9-game conference schedule? You like it?
Well, I did until it don't seem like the strength of schedule matters.
Buddy, I tell you, the way they're rotating all these, I mean, it's crazy. And I'm telling you something. If everybody thought this year's team had a terrible schedule, wait till next year.
Well, they was talking about it. Well, it's a 9-game conference schedule, and then they got to schedule another Power 4 team.
Yeah.
And they was talking about doing that, and the SEC and Big Ten going to have to play each other, but that didn't go through.
Yeah.
But it's still the 9-game schedule, and you got to schedule.
Well,
when they did that, I was saying Notre Dame's going to have a hard time getting a good schedule because who's going to want to play 9 SEC or Big Ten games and then another power? And why would you want to play Notre Dame? Because Notre Dame's pretty good. I mean, that's a good chance you're going to lose when the committee's not factoring in strength schedule.
Well, everything helps Kentucky out in that aspect because, their Power 4 every year is going to be Louisville. So, and then, but let me ask you. So, I've seen where Notre Dame was in talks with the Big 12. Is that something that's going to happen, or?
I haven't seen that, but I've seen this is like the biggest push for them to get in a conference because, well, I don't know how the committee. See, now this right here is showing how big of a committee a joke they are. Like 2 days after this, they, I guess, made some kind of changes to the rules to where if Notre Dame was ranked 12th, they wouldn't be left out.
Yeah.
Now, like nobody wants to see Tulane and
James Madison
because they know it's going to be a blowout. But that was in the rules. That's how they set it up to make it fair to everybody. And at least they did go in. If it was like it was last year, I think Tulane would have had a bye.
Yeah. Well, another thing about that is, and I kind of understand where the committee's coming from on this, but at the same time, it's drove me crazy. So you got 4 automatic qualifiers. You got the Big Ten champion, the SEC champion, and the ACC champion.
Well, it's not necessarily in that order. It's the 4 highest ranking.
Yeah.
And that's how come the ACC champion didn't get in.
Yeah, so that's what confused me because I understand, nobody wants a 5-loss team in the playoffs. And then, I always thought it went by, the conference champions.
Yeah.
And when I seen that right there and I seen that Miami got in, I thought, well, man, Duke got hosed. And I looked at Duke and they're 8-5. So
yeah.
I can see where they're coming from on that. But at the same time, you win your championship, you should get in. I don't care, if you go 3-9 and win your championship, I think you should get in.
I think they should be. I think all 4 Power 4, I guess now, huh? It used to be Power 5.
Yeah.
I think all them champions should get in, and the 5th spot, if Notre Dame's on the bubble or one of them little American League or Sun Belts or something like that. But that's not how the rule. But supposedly they changed that rule like 2 days later and told Notre Dame if they were at least 12th, they would let them in because when they canceled that Pop-Tart Bowl. And now there's a lot of ADs talking about freezing them out and not scheduling them.
I seen where as soon as Notre Dame rejected a bowl bid, well, Kansas State and Iowa State did it. They said they wasn't going to play. Well, the Big 12 fined them $500,000 apiece. And then you had so many teams. I think they offered 8 teams that was 5 and 7 bowl bids, and some of them turned them down, like Baylor, Florida State. I mean, they were some big names in there. Says we're not going to play neither. So
it was a big deal. I guess Freeman went off in that meeting, and he was ready to quit. I think if they
he sure didn't look happy after that interview.
And
I know that.
I mean, I guess I could understand. Like Kentucky could have had one of them passed down to them if they'd had a coaching staff. I mean, they do, but they don't. But
that's what they were saying too. They said, if they would have retained Stoops, and the next bowl bid would have probably went to somebody from the SEC that was 5 and 7. So could have been Kentucky, could have been Auburn, it could have been anybody.
But I mean, I'll trade that bowl game and got rid of Stoops. So.
Oh yeah, I figured you was gonna be the happiest Kentucky fan on the planet that Monday morning.
Hell yeah! How you doing, Brandon? Hey, buddy.
What's going on, Brandon? I got up that morning or that night. I was reading some of the articles and stuff, and I laid down. I got up that morning. You was the first person I thought of. I said, but I bet Rusty woke up with a smile on his face.
God. Well, I never liked him as the hire. When we got him, I said, well, we got the wrong Stoops.
Yeah.
Well, and then I said, well, maybe Bob will come down there and help him out, and we'll get a good offense. And
we got Mike.
We got Mike. Well, and then around, I don't know if it's Benny Snell or a year or two early, me and Brent kept texting back and forth, and they was developing some of them 3 stars and get a little more out of them than what you would expected. And every year we was getting excited all summer long. Every time we get a recruit, I was talking trash, and then 2 or 3 games into the season, it'd be like everybody be like, "See, I told you it's just Kentucky."
Yeah.
And then it just got like the last couple of years, I couldn't even get excited about it. Like this year, I was like, whatever. Last year, I was kind of give up.
I think in 2018, when who did we have as quarterback that year? It was Terry Wilson.
Touchdown, Terry.
When we went down and we beat Florida, And I was actually the game before that. Me and my buddy Will went to we went to the game against Mississippi State. And I hadn't seen an atmosphere that wild in forever. I think Mississippi State came in ranked 14th. We dominated from kickoff to the end of the game. And Benny Snell rushed for, I think it was 226 yards, 4 touchdowns. And I had never seen Kroger Field that lit up. And I thought, man, Stoops is doing good. And then we come out the next year after a 10-3 record. We go 8-5. And then the following year was the COVID year. And, you basically got a bowl game for nothing that year.
I worked with somebody that was at that Florida game. They said it was out of control. They said it was awesome.
I'll tell you what, from the Mississippi State game, and I think me and Will went back 2 months later and we watched the Kentucky and Vanderbilt game, and we won like 14-7. That was the deadest atmosphere I'd ever been part of. There was empty seats everywhere. I mean, and I was like, we just come off a 3-game losing streak too. I think we lost them. We lost 3. No, that was a couple years later. But we had lost a couple, and at Vanderbilt game, there wasn't hardly nobody at that stadium.
Well, now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember what. Well, there was a couple years. I've been saying, like, when we beat Florida and Tennessee, they've been on their down years and stuff. But now that year, Florida was rolling pretty good, and we beat them. Was that when they had Anthony Richardson and they had, I don't know if we heard him and he got put out or they benched him? And I remember I told Brent, kept talking. He was worried about him. I said, don't worry about him. I said, he's trash. And then the next year, what year? Then was the other year they had old Felipe. And we hurt him, and that was a good Florida team. I said, we're fixing to destroy. And then Trask came in and lit us up. Huh.
Yeah.
Remember
that? I remember the year we played them at Kroger Field. I think it was 2019, and we had Sawyer Brown as quarterback. I don't know if you remember him. It was brief. I think he got hurt his back or something. But he led us on a drive down there, and we took, I think it was 20. We went down 21-20. And they left that receiver open. He threw that touchdown over in the corner. And we got beat. And they went, and I think that was the year. But I think that was Trask when he played. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, but Trask. I don't know. I think he got injured or something. But anyways, back to these playoffs. Is there any teams you'd make a case for that should have got in that didn't? Or is there any that we talked about Tulane and James Madison?
Yeah.
Other than that, is there any that you think shouldn't have got in that did?
I think the James Madison, I think you take them off the board, and then you have to either go with Notre Dame or BYU. And then possibly you got Vanderbilt in the mix too between them 3. But I think you get Notre Dame in. You got to get James Madison out there. I understand 1 group of 5, but I mean 2. And the bad news for James Madison is they're going to Eugene, Oregon. I mean, good news, hey, they made the playoffs, but bad news is that road's going straight to Eugene and a return flight home.
Or even if you just would let Duke in.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, you can put the ACC champion, the Duke Blue Devils, in there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think any team right now wants to play Oregon. I don't think nobody wants to play Indiana neither.
Well, if you look at it, you know how I look at it. Oregon and Ole Miss, they basically got a bye week and a home game all at the same time.
If you had to put either one of them on upset alert, who would it be?
Ole Miss.
That's what that's what I said too. I said I just don't think I would bet on Oregon losing at home to James Madison. I would pick Ole Miss losing at home to Tulane.
Summerall didn't leave his team, did he? He's coaching.
No, still coaching.
See, now that's what I never liked about Brian Kelly. When he came up here, he'd had since the Bearcats was undefeated and they had Florida in that big bowl game, and he left.
He jumped ship. Yeah, jumped
ship.
He
did the same thing. I think was it Grand Valley or wherever it was he coached before that, and he had them undefeated, and he left them before their championship. I think he done that stuff so it wouldn't be on his resume.
Yeah.
because he knew they weren't beating Florida. I mean,
That's
that
like-
was a good Cincinnati team, though, but
when Florida hired Summerall, that's the first thing he said. He said, hey, I'm thankful to be a Gator, but I'm still committed to Tulane too right now. He said, we got the
Yeah.
playoffs coming up, and wouldn't it be something for him to go down there and beat Ole Miss after Kiffin jumped ship to LSU on them?
oh, yeah. Oh, well, Ole Miss. Well, Kiffin let a few more coaches go back. And,
Yeah, I seen where he
Charlie
led.
Weiss Jr. and he
Yeah,
had defensive coordinators or something.
Yeah, and his defensive coordinator that from Ole Miss, he got promoted to head coach. Now he allowed Charlie Weiss Jr., his offensive coordinator, he allowed him to go back and call it. But now Kiffin, if you read all the articles and stuff, he wanted to keep coaching Ole Miss, and AD wouldn't let him.
Well, I think the AD was afraid he's going to take.
But
If
yeah,
he stayed, then players was going to go with him. Now, this way, the players was mad at him for leaving, so they get to keep their players, I think.
Yeah, but look at all the turmoil that he caused before he left. I mean,
I'd have let him stay.
I would have too, but man, that was, you couldn't get on ESPN, you couldn't watch a ball game, get an update, whatever. It was always the Lane Kiffin saga. I mean, was it Florida? Was it LSU? Was it Ole Miss? I mean, it was that entire weekend after that Egg Bowl. That's all it was from all day Saturday, Sunday, and then, the news finally broke Sunday night, and I reckon he told his assistants, he said, I've got a plane leaving for Baton Rouge at 9 a.m. If you want to be on my staff, you're on it. If not, stay in Oxford.
Yeah, because they made him mad because he wanted to coach it, and I think he would have given it his all.
They didn't, they didn't give him a chance. Once he accepted that job, they told him to get out of town, and he told them, said, if you're going with me, get on that plane. If not,
the bad part about it is they offered to match the money.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I said, I mean, yeah, you go to LSU, you got more resources, and they got a better, reputation for winning and all this. Are you going to go down more of a hero if you go to LSU and win one or two national championships in a few years, or if you win a couple at Ole Miss? I think you're going to be a better, people's going to look down at you as a better coach winning at Ole Miss.
I do too, because you know what? I don't even know if Ole Miss has ever won a national championship. LSU has.
I don't think Ole Miss has.
I think if you lead a team, they ain't never had a national championship. You lead them there, it's going to mean something more than going to somewhere that that's won 3, 4, 5 championships, and you're just adding a number to it. So I think if he would have won, we'll say maybe he made a run through the playoffs this year, wins the national championship. It's going to mean more because Ole Miss ain't never felt that. LSU has. So
well, like they say, Les Niles won a championship at LSU. I used to think he was a good coach, but really he turned out to be kind of a joke.
yeah,
And then
he tried to rebuild and go to Kansas. That was just pitiful.
well, he was done by then. But he had his run where he was a good coach. I'll give him that. And I like Coach O. Coach O won a championship there, his second year?
Yeah. And then they turned on him year 3.
They turned on him, and they made a bowl game that year.
Like me and you was talking there a while back, LSU's one of them places that you can go win 10, 11 games a year and lose your job. So,
but now, poor Brian Kelly, he didn't do good at all there. I mean, he was in over his head.
Yeah, I know he had a lot of rebuilding to do down there, and he just did not meet expectations. But like I said, I think they won 9 games last year with him.
Yeah, last year, and they had a lot of injuries,
and they battled through it. I mean, you're running a gauntlet in the SEC. I mean,
this
you go
year,
out there and you win 9 games with a depleted roster, and the next year, you start out 3-2 or 2-3, and hey, you're fired.
This year, in my opinion, Nussmeier's a big letdown. Seems like these quarterbacks are costing these guys their job, just like Hugh Freeze. He went all in on Jackson Arnold.
Cost him his job, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with my teams I felt like should have been in or should have been out. Texas. I can't really make an argument for Texas. They went up north. They lost to Ohio State. You should have won that game, Texas.
Yeah.
You won it in. You should have won that. And then you can't lose to Florida. Sunbelt Billy is a coach. Can't do that either. I mean, and then they went to 2 overtimes. Kentucky and Mississippi State, 2 of the worst teams in the SEC. I mean, I hate to say it. They was probably Arkansas was last, and they was next to it. And I don't know what order. And then Georgia just beat the brakes off of you. So, Sark, I hear your argument, but I can't. And I was looking better at the end of the year. Arch was looking like he's putting it together. The defense was looking better, but I can't argue for them. Now, Vanderbilt, I think they should have been in. I think over Notre Dame, James Madison, Tulane.
Yeah.
But now, like we said, James Madison, Tulane, that's part of the criteria of the playoff. They had to follow the criteria.
Yeah.
I mean, their only 2 losses was to Alabama, 14-30, and then Texas 34. And like we said, Texas got playing better. I mean, they probably should have won one of them if they wanted it. They would have been in definitely if they'd have won one of them. I mean, but to navigate a SEC schedule like that with only 2 losses,
Yeah.
I mean, and they scored at least 45 points in each of their last 3 games. So they was coming on. I mean, the committee should look at that. Now, Notre Dame, I'm just going to say, when we left that Syracuse game, we got to my friend's house, we was talking about, hey, they get a home playoff game, we're going. I mean, they had them ranked so high. We thought for sure they'd be in the playoffs, and we thought they was going to be on the bubble of a home game.
Yeah.
But now, my opinion on that, the committee, I feel like they never should have ranked them higher than 10th or 11th because they knew there was a chance they weren't going to put them in, and they just built everybody's hopes up so high. Like I said, we knew for sure they was in. And then all these diehard fans and the team, they all knew they was in. And then they didn't let them in, so they just hit rock bottom, and they just went nuts. I mean, that's my opinion. And next year, they said if they're ranked at least 12th, they can't get bumped. I don't understand that, but their schedule next year is weaker than this year.
Yeah.
But then 2 years from now, it starts getting a little harder. But like next year, from the looks of that schedule, if they lose one game, I wouldn't let them in from that schedule. I mean, they got Rice, they got you should go look at that schedule. I mean, I'm not talking bad about them. That's a weak schedule. Now, Alabama, they lost that Florida State game. Florida State turned out to be garbage. Oklahoma, I mean, and the way they looked against Georgia, I know they was 1-1 with Georgia. I just didn't think they was going to get in. I know that 13th game shouldn't count against you that much, but I think they should have fell out the way Georgia beat them because they didn't look like they even had a heartbeat. And BYU, I mean, their only 2 losses was Texas Tech. And while they ranked 4th, 3rd, 4th.
4th, 5th, somewhere through there, yeah.
They got to be 4th at least because they got home, I think. But they only scored 14 points in both games on them. So, I mean, and then you look at their schedule. So that's part of why they's left out. But well, you got you want to pick your bracket?
Yeah.
So we already both of us already picked Oregon, didn't we?
Yep.
Picked Oregon to advance. Oklahoma and Alabama, who you got?
Oklahoma. I think John Mateer is going to go off.
And Skeletor's defense. So that's who I'm going with. We agree on that one. Tulane and Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, we agree on that one.
I was about to say the Fighting Kiffins, but he's a Tiger now.
Yeah. Miami and A&M.
Upset. Miami.
No, that's who I picked.
I don't think A&M's that good. I've seen a lot of letdown in that Texas game, and I mean a lot. But
Was that the game where the receivers was dropping a lot of passes in the first half?
yeah, if they had a first half like they had a second half, that's a total different ball game. And A&M's undefeated.
What's their quarterback's name again? He said he's coming back. I can't think of his name right off.
I can't either.
He's good. He's really good.
He ain't bad, that's for sure.
Okay, so we got Oregon and Texas Tech.
I'll take Oregon in that one.
Ooh, well, we finally got a disagreement. I went with Texas Tech.
I think Oregon.
I've been talking Texas Tech up ever since back in the summer, but I am rooting for Oregon because our coach is calling the game. Oklahoma, Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay, we agree on that one. Ole Miss and Georgia.
Georgia.
We agree on that one. Miami and Ohio State.
Ohio State.
All right, I picked Miami.
Ooh.
All right, now we're down here to you got Oregon, Ohio State. We'll do those two first. So Oregon or Indiana?
Oregon.
Woo. Oregon. Okay.
I think they get revenge.
I picked Indiana over Texas Tech. So you got Oregon. Okay, let's go down here. Ohio State or Georgia?
Ohio State.
Oh, man. You ain't playing around. I took Georgia. We got a little bit of difference here. Okay. So you got be Oregon or Ohio State winning it.
Take Oregon.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so I had Georgia and Indiana, and I picked Georgia. Well, we started out picking all about the same, but well, we already went through these. You want to do like a quick pick on some of these bowl games and kind of hear some of these names of these bowls?
Yeah, this is the funnest part of bowl season.
We got ServPro First Responders Bowl, Florida International, USTA. Who you got?
Are they the Roadrunners? UTSA.
I don't know.
I think they got that little funny looking cartoon character.
That's University of Texas, San Antonio.
I think that's what they are. Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay, that's who I picked. We got the Gold Bowling Military Bowl, Pittsburgh, East Carolina.
I've seen Pittsburgh play against West Virginia. I don't know much about East Carolina, so I'll take Pitt on that one.
I know a few years ago, East Carolina's pretty good, but I took Pittsburgh also. Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Penn State and Clemson.
Oh wow, what a terrible bowl for both of them big name teams.
Yeah, a noon game on ABC. It don't have the dates.
I think I'll take Penn State in that one, just the way they finished the season.
All righty. I picked Clemson. I went with Dabo.
Oh, Dabo.
Now here's one, the Wasebe Fenway Bowl, UConn and Army.
Army, I guess.
All right, I took UConn. Now here's the
my-
Pop Tarts Bowl, Georgia Tech and BYU. The
Ooh.
Utah, the governor of Utah said Notre Dame opted out just because they didn't want to be embarrassed. He called them out. I took Georgia Tech.
I think BYU's going to see a different hard-nosed defense. I think I'll pick an upset with you. I think I'll take Georgia Tech in that one.
Yeah, I think Haynes King and that defense.
Hey, Georgia Tech's not a bad team.
No. They fell apart at the end of the season, or they could have been talking playoffs.
I think they was 6 or 7-0 at one point in the season.
Yeah, they'd have won that last. I can't remember which game they lost that knocked them out of the ACC championship. The loss against Georgia didn't really hurt them, but if they would have went to the ACC championship and won, they'd have been in.
Yeah.
The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans Bowl. Toledo and Louisville.
Toledo by 100.
I took Louisville. The New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky and Southern Miss.
No, I thought both of them was in Conference USA together.
Yeah, maybe one of them.
Oh, Southern Miss went to the Sun Belt. That's what it was. Western Kentucky.
I took them just because they had Kentucky in the
Yeah,
name.
I don't know much about either team.
Scooter's Coffee, Frisco Bowl, UNLV and Ohio.
Is Dan Mullen the coach at UNLV?
Yes, sir, he is, and they let Boise State beat them in their conference championship.
Give me UNLV. I'll just go with that because Dan Mullen coached in the SEC.
And let me say this. I'm glad we didn't get stuck with him.
Me
'Cause I
too.
think it was probably close.
When I seen the report first break of the coaches they was looking for, I told my wife, I said, I hope to God we don't get Dan Mullen.
Hey, I promise you, a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have accepted it, but I was ready to accept it this year. I mean, I would have just accepted it, been done with it.
My wife's a Florida fan, and we mentioned Dan Mullen, like she just gave me the eye, you know.
Hey, he had a winning record. He had a winning record there. He was better than the last 3 or 4 coaches they had.
Hey, the only good thing about him was he gave Kentucky 3 wins.
Yeah, well, he,
3 out of 5. I think that's what doomed him and got him fired. I honestly do.
Sheridan Hawaii Bowl. You what? Can you just make your own bowl? We need to make a Kentucky Bowl because this is California and Hawaii.
Hawaii plays in that every year. I'll never
See what I mean?
get a chance.
We need to come with the Bluegrass Bowl. If we don't make
Yeah,
one, we're playing that.
I guess Hawaii. I don't know much. That's them West Coast teams. They don't play to midnight. That's past my bedtime.
I went with Cal. Game Above Sports Bowl. Central Michigan and Northwestern.
I guess the Wildcats from Northwestern.
I went with Central Michigan.
That's where is that where no PJ Fleck was Western Michigan, the Broncos.
Yeah. I figured he should have came out of Minnesota when he had a chance, but I think he's got about 7 or 8 kids and his family likes it there, so he's happy. But that year they was rowing that boat, he could have got some money.
I think he jumped on the first job offer, first big name, and just so happened the first big name was Minnesota.
Well, before we
Texas.
we'll carry on with these bowls, but the two big coaching opened up last few days, Michigan and Utah.
Yeah, I seen that. Utah's coach retired today, and I don't know what's going on in Ann Arbor, Michigan, but it ain't good.
That girl said he was texting her in the middle of the Ohio State game.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna get into all that, but I think it'd be funny if they got Brian Kelly. These Notre Dame fans.
Yeah.
And hey, I don't know how far Youngstown is from there, but Youngstown's northern Ohio. So those Stoops could wind up.
I tell you what, that's a bad situation in Michigan. And like when me and Brent was at church Wednesday night, and I said, "You see what happened?" He said, "No." And I pulled up a little article, and I said, "It's like, he'd been fired, and nobody knew at that time what was going on. Now that all the details are coming out, I'm like, like." What went so wrong there with him?
Yeah, I seen some details just a little while ago, and I'm like,
good.
Nuts. He wasn't even 40 years old yet, and he had life right where he wanted it.
And he'll probably never coach Division I football again.
If he does, it'll be a so far deep assistant you never even hear his name. But I don't know. Utah would be, if you can't get a big Power 4 job, that committee's high on Utah.
Yeah, they always are. Utah does. They seem like every other year, they're right up our top 10, top 15 team, and they've been there pretty much all year until the last couple of weeks.
Who was that coach? Didn't he come from Utah and went to Michigan State? Remember Big Dog about went there? Oh, I can't think of his name, but he did something not to the extent of Shereen Moore, but it was something stupid like that. And I kind of felt like I wonder if they ain't setting some of these guys up, but Shereen Moore got too deep into it.
Yeah, he was too committed to that.
Yeah. Anyways, the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. I don't know where they get these names. Old Dominion and South Florida.
I guess South Florida on that one.
We agree on that one. The
68. Just because they got Brian Hartline. I like him.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
I like him too. I would have accepted him as a coach if we'd have got him.
Hey, his brother was one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in my lifetime at Kentucky.
68 Ventura Bowl. They should just made that 6-7.
Oh, Lord. 6-7.
68 Ventura's Bowl. Louisiana versus Delaware.
I didn't even think Delaware was an FBS team.
Yeah, they're on there.
This must be their first year or second year. I always, they was a powerhouse in FCS. That's where old Flacco come from, the Blue Hens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I like Flacco.
I do too. I guess give me them just because of him.
Yeah, if you'd told me that earlier. Yeah. But I took Louisiana just because I figure I can play good football in Louisiana. Xbox Bowl. Missouri State versus Arkansas State.
That's a battle of two former conference rivals.
Yeah.
I guess Arkansas State.
All right. We agreed on that one. Myrtle Beach, presented by Engine Bowl. Kennesaw State versus Western Michigan.
Kennesaw State, I guess.
Okay, I took Western Michigan. Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Memphis, NC State.
NC State just because Memphis does not have a coach.
Well,
And I think Arkansas got a terrible hire in that.
Arkansas didn't do good. They'd have been better. I just kept Pittman or kept
Yeah.
Trino.
When I was looking at the they was talking about the SEC grades on the hires, and every one of them I seen, like Auburn's coach that came from South Florida, it was like an A, like Will Steins was a B plus, and they had Silverfield on there. I think that's his name, and his was like a D plus on everybody's projection.
Yeah, I didn't think that was good.
Well, you know, they was putting all that money into getting. I don't want to. Is it Golish, whatever his name is, that went to Auburn?
Yeah, where's he at?
Well, see, they was breaking news that he was getting ready to accept the Arkansas job, and then the very next day he was hired at Auburn. So I don't know what went wrong during that process.
Something happened. Auburn wants to win so bad.
And I don't think it's going to happen with him quickly.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. We got, I had a page cut off on me here. I think this is Utah State, and I don't know if that's Washington State or who. Should probably just left it off because I just see the logos. Page cut off. I'll just take Utah State because that's probably who that is.
That's who I'll go with too on that one. If you can see their logo, then they'll beat whoever they're playing.
Let's see here. Cause Cricket Celebration Bowl. South Carolina State, Prairie View A&M.
Prairie View A&M, I guess.
All right, I took South Carolina State.
I ain't never heard of either team.
No. Buckled up, LA Bowl, Boise State and Washington.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
I guess Boise State in that one.
Okay, I just went ahead and took Washington for my goodness. IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Troy and Jacksonville State.
I'll take Jacksonville State in that one.
All right, I took Troy. There's a lot of bowl games. Did you realize there's this many bowl games? Snoop Dogg, Arizona Bowl, Miami of Ohio, and Fresno State.
Is it really the Snoop Dogg Bowl?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Arizona Bowl.
My wife said, "Oh my Lord."
I took Miami of Ohio just because we used to go run around on that campus sometimes when I was younger.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio.
That's where Big Ben came from, too.
Oh, Big Ben.
Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, North Texas, and San Diego State.
I'm going to go with North Texas just because they got Neil Brown as their head coach.
That's who I took. Taxslayer Gator Bowl. We've heard of this one. Virginia and Missouri.
Ooh. Be another good one, but I'd have to pull for the SEC. I'd have to take Missouri in that one.
I'd take Missouri. Missouri let me down this year. I thought they was going to be a lot better with that big running back and quarterback. They had their defense. Drinkwitz let that team go. He can't keep doing that.
Well, you know, we had that 4-star running back out of Ohio, and he decommitted us and went to Missouri. Now, he just entered the portal.
Oh, my Lord. Maybe he'll come back.
He started out good. He had like 235 yards rushing, and then they kind of put him, third wheel. And
Kinder's Texas Bowl, LSU and Houston.
well, that one could go either way, but
How did
I'll
LSU even get in a bowl?
I think they still won 7 games, didn't they?
I don't know. I didn't. That
Yeah,
wasn't enough to keep Brian Kelly's job. That's all I know.
Give me them newly found fighting Kiffins from down in Baton Rouge.
All right, that's who I took. J Lab Birmingham Bowl. Georgia Southern and App State.
App State.
I took App State just because I'm an Appalachian American.
There you go.
Hey, that's a real nice looking. I stayed in a hotel there one time. I went over to Bristol, and App State. That's a real nice looking campus and stuff.
Hey, if you ever get a chance to look at their baseball field there in the fall, I mean, it's probably one of the beautiful stadiums you'll ever see.
Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl, Tennessee and Illinois.
I think that day we're all the fighting the line now, Tribe. What do you think?
I think old Heupel's going to.
Yeah, I do.
Well, me and Brent, we was big on Illinois beginning of the year, but they kind of let us down too.
That game against Indiana was my breaking point for them.
I think so.
I mean,
they didn't even get Indiana blew them up.
Yeah, then they come out the next week and upset USC.
Yeah.
So, but bad as I hate to say it, and I Tennessee.
Yeah.
I kind of like Heupel though. I mean, I think he is a good coach, but they gotta get that. If they build a defense, Georgia and them better look out. Probably. I don't know what that says. Valero Alamo Bowl, USC and TCU.
Oh, that'll be a good one too. Just because it's closer, home field advantage, I'll take TCU.
Okay, I took USC. If they got the running back. I don't know if their running backs will be back or not, but if they are, I don't know. That's probably a pretty equal matchup.
Yeah.
ReliaQuest Bowl, Iowa versus Vanderbilt. They couldn't give Vanderbilt no better team than that.
That's what they got.
Yeah.
A 10-2 record, and that's the bowl.
Noon. A noon game too.
That's about like a smack in the face to Vandy.
Yeah.
That ought to just make them so mad they come out and win by 60.
Yeah, I took Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger, Sun Bowl, Arizona State and Duke.
Well, apparently that's the bowl you get for winning the ACC championship, so I'll take Duke.
I took Arizona State. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Man, would you like to eat some Cheez-Its and a big orange? That don't even sound right, does it?
No.
Look at old Brent. Lord have mercy, Tennessee.
I'm sorry, Brent. I'm
Well,
sorry.
hey, we're just being realist here. That was Michigan and Texas in that bowl.
Oh. The way Arch Manning's playing right now and the whole situation in the state of Michigan, Texas wins this one.
Then we got the SRS. SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Nebraska and Utah.
I'll take Nebraska in that one just because of Dane Key.
I took them too. We about done with them. We got the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Rice, and Texas State.
I don't know nothing about Texas State.
I took Rice just because I think they're on Notre Dame's schedule next year. I mean, there ain't no logic to it.
Like I said, some of these teams I ain't never even heard of.
AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Navy versus Cincinnati.
Buddy, I had real high hopes for Navy until they met Notre Dame. I don't know what happened to them after that.
Well, their starting quarterback didn't play in that game, but it wouldn't
Oh.
matter. That first quarter and a half, though, that backup quarterback they had, he was doing pretty good, but he just couldn't do it all. And he was pretty good size for a Navy player.
Yeah.
But the quarterback, their starting quarterback that was hurt, he is supposed to be pretty good at that option, and he's been around.
That's why I was
for
going
a while.
That's why I was going to ask you. They still run that option attack.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion, Notre Dame should kick them off their schedule, but they say they've been playing them for 100-some years, so they'll never take them off the schedule.
Yeah.
But I mean, Navy to me, that's like playing a MAC school.
Yeah, I'll take Navy in that one.
I took Cincinnati, but Cincinnati kind of let me down because there for a little while, they had a running game that was looking pretty good, and then they just fell apart. I don't know if they had a bunch of injuries or what. Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's a good binder for you, chicken. Do you know that?
I'm a mustard kind of guy myself.
Yeah, much works good. Wake Forest and Mississippi State. You gotta use Duke, so you can't use Miracle Whip.
True fact, we was at the grocery store. I think it was last night or night before, and my wife said the same thing. We was gonna do sandwiches for supper, and she said, I need some mayonnaise, and she's like, not that Miracle Whip or the sandwich spread, the actual mayonnaise. So,
There's a difference in the texture and
Yeah.
everything.
my dad's the opposite. My dad will eat Miracle Whip over anything.
Well, I grew up, everybody had Miracle Whip. I eat it anyway. Wake Forest versus Mississippi State.
Wake Forest.
I took Mississippi State. I was talking to somebody, and they said they was talking about some of these different campuses they've been to, different places, like football facility, like Alabama, up here in Notre Dame, and they said Mississippi State had one of the nicest facilities you ever saw. That's back, I guess, when Dan Mullen was there. But here's our last one, last not least. Trust and Will Holiday Bowl, Arizona and SMU.
Arizona.
Oh, I took SMU. I don't know what happened to them. They supposed to been pretty good. That ACC was one thing about it. You can't say their conference is top heavy.
Yeah.
You know?
I picked SMU a couple weeks back when they was playing Louisville. I can't remember who you and Brent picked, but I think SMU ended up beating Louisville by like 30. And that's the only other time I remember picking for them this year.
Louisville was having a pretty good season to about a quarter of the way through. They had a bunch of injuries.
Yep.
That quarterback they picked up from Cal, he was actually pretty good.
He wasn't bad at all.
But that's about all I got. You got anything?
I believe we touched all the bases.
Pretty good show.
Yeah.
Thank
enjoyed
everybody for joining in. Thank our sponsor one more time, Ober Bay Enterprises. And I guess thanks for tuning in. We're going to call it a night. Good night, everybody. Wow, wow.
Audio Jungle. Audio